What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the now 13th episode of the Pass to Knife series. Even though this week was just 7 days long, it seemed a lot longer. At the beginning of the week, the market was performing very bad, and then it turned into a more mediocre state, and towards the end of the week, it was in a very good state. I probably did the most profit at the end of the week. And also, this week was one of the most profitable weeks so far. And to top it all off, I was AFK for like 2 days during this week, so I could have done even better. But still, let's take a more in-depth look at how this week went. But before that, please smash the like button and comment something down below to help me with the YouTube algorithm. Let us recap what happened so far. So I bought a pass on a brand new account, Stonker2, and my goal is to transform this pass into a dream knife, the Paracord Knife Slaughter. To do that, I'm gonna have two sources of income: the sale of Broken Fang cases, which I get from stars obviously, and my ability to flip items on the community market. I have been flipping items on the community market for more than a year now, and I've made a ton of videos on how to find these items and how to decide whether you should buy or not. So if you want to learn how I'm doing it, then go check out the other videos on my channel after this one, of course. As you remember, towards the end of the previous week, things were not looking so great, because someone just came into the market and dumped a huge amount of items on us, thus causing to crash the market by about 10 to 15%, and that was actually fatal for us, because our percentage of return before tax is about 20%, so after tax we get about 5 to 10% profit. But if the average price on the market decreases by 10-15%, that means we can no longer sell for a profit, we can barely break even. Of course, in that situation there were two options on how we could handle this situation. First option, which was the option which I chose, was to sell the items as quickly as possible for the minimal profit, sometimes breaking even and sometimes even losing. And so I was able to sell the majority of those items on the previous week, and this week I only had about 50 items to sell for a loss. You see, my logic was, if I am able to sell this item for a loss now and then also rebuy it for even cheaper, then I should do it. There is absolutely no reason I should not do that. And so I did that, and I think that was actually the right decision. The second option, of course, was to keep your items, and this one was a tad bit more risky because we didn't know how long it is going to take for the market to recover. Fortunately, it did not take longer than a week and a half, so everyone who kept their items mostly got them sold already. Alright, I want to keep this series a little more entertaining, so I'm going to spread out the exciting parts throughout the video. So right now I'm going to present the totals for this week. In total I made 13.43 euros this week. That is actually the number 2 most profitable week so far. The number 1 week was like 10 cents more, but we'll get there. I'm pretty confident next week we can actually beat the high score. The total amount of sales was actually surprisingly high. I did 504 sales, and that was far more than I thought I've made. If you're wondering how I keep track of this stuff and how do I know the exact number of sale and profit, that's because every single week before making this video I go and count all the pages on the market history for the previous week. Every week I take a picture on my phone and I remember the number of the page I stopped at, so all the new pages would be the new week. I enter all that information manually into a Google spreadsheet, hundreds of data points, and I calculate there the profit, the sums, and so on. The calculation part actually takes more time than the flipping and making this video all together. So, if you haven't smashed the like button yet, please do so. Honestly, I did not expect this week to go as well as it did, but now that I have all the data for the week which I have analyzed, I can tell that the thing that carried me through this week was the fact that the market basically bloomed, and the prices went higher than before the crash. That is something I did not expect, and honestly, I'm happy I sold those items for a loss, rebought them cheaper, and now I've almost tripled my profit from last week. There have been a lot of items which brought me like 10-15% profit from each sale, and if you do flipping, then you know that 10 to 15% profit is insanely good. Usually it's about 1 and 5% profit, and that is considered good. But this amount of return on investment is actually really good. The total amount of money on the Stonker2 account is 143 euros 36 cents right now. That is about 10% more than the last week. And I have actually calculated the average profit for each of the previous weeks, and it came out to about 10% profit per week. So this week was actually kind of average. If I take that 10% profit per week, it comes out that I need 9 more weeks to actually get the Paracord Knife Slaughter, which is honestly not that bad. That's like, what, 2/3 of the way? That actually sounds good. This is the 13th episode, and what, 9 more? That would be easy. By the way, if you're going to do flipping like this, I actually do not recommend keeping track of the items you buy and sell, especially the ones that are really cheap. If the item costs like 25% or more than your total amount of money, then yes, you should write it down. But if it's cheaper, there is actually no point, because I already told you the part which I'm keeping track of these items takes way more time than the actual sales. Of course, at the beginning you can do that when you don't have a lot of sales, but once it gets above 200-300 sales a week, then there is absolutely no point. Now regarding the types of items I have sold this week. As per usual, I have focused on the tier 1 and tier 2 items from the Hollow Chest of the Dire Tide from Dota 2. And if you're wondering why these items specifically, well, that's because these items are very fluid, and therefore it is not hard to buy it and sell it for a profit instantly. Sometimes the amount of profit varies, but more or less at least a few of these items will be profitable. And because of this, I don't have to keep looking for new items every day. I just have the links for these items saved up, and every single day I look only at them. Sometimes when I have more money that I can use, I go and look for other items which can be more profitable than these Dota items. They are by far not the most profitable, but I save so much time by not having to look for new items every single time. Because other skins like CSGO skins, they can very often be more profitable than these Dota items, but it takes so long to find them, I just stick to the Dota items. And only when I have extra money and extra time, that's when I go and look for a new item. Actually, this week, if I'm gonna have extra money, I'm gonna take a look at some Team Fortress 2 items, because I know there are plenty of items which are a good catch, you just need to find them. Alright, now let's take a look at the knives which I could buy for the total amount of money that we have right now. A good example would be the Broken Knife Slaughter in Field Tested. I actually like this knife because of its animations, but the actual aesthetics of the knife are inferior to the flip knife, I think. Next up, we got a Strut Trek gut knife lore in Field Tested condition, which for me it is the favorite gut knife print. Also, we can get a Crimson Web flip knife in well-worn condition. And to kind of have some variety, we could also go for a survival knife blue steel in minimal wear, which honestly looks kind of dope. Soon after uploading this video, I'm going to go live on Twitch, and there I do these sales live. So you can see me do it there, you can ask questions, and I'll help you out any way I can. We also play some fun games sometimes, so I think you'll enjoy that as well. I'll put my Twitch tag on the screen, and also down in the description you can find the link. You can also find the link to the Google spreadsheet with all the sales in the description, as well as the video about how to sell multiple items on Steam if you don't know how to do that yet, as well as my Discord and Instagram. Alright, thank you very much for watching. I hope you destroyed that like button and commented something down below. I'll see you later on stream. Bye bye.